Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on how I have helped my clients regain their taste after COVID-19 for those who have lost it. And I just want to say I'm not an expert in COVID-19. It's not what I'm super passionate about. I'm passionate about gut health, food intolerances, and healing histamine intolerance. But, when COVID came out, one of the obvious symptoms was people were losing their taste, losing their sense of smell. And so immediately I thought, well, that's a zinc deficiency, because we know a lot of adults are deficient in zinc because most diets don't contain a lot of zinc. And especially if you're doing or have done a plant-based vegan diet, those are going to be super high in copper. So they're naturally going to be a lot lower in zinc than, like, let's say a primal or carnivore diet would be a lot higher in zinc. Now, when you pair that with the standard American diet that's high in like refined greens and all that, it depletes your zinc even further. One of the reasons elderly people tend to lose their taste and smell is because of a zinc deficiency. Now, I found it really interesting when they started talking about, hydroxychloroquine and zinc being like a miracle worker. So from every point of view, I was like, oh, COVID must really deplete your zinc. That was quite obvious for me. But then when I was having clients talk about losing their taste and smell, I just started recommending zinc. And people were having really good success because, their body was fighting this infection and using a lot of the zinc stores that they might not have had spares of. And then when they replenished that, their body worked great and their sense of smell and taste came back. So, so if you've dealt with that, this is just what's worked for me and my clients. I had COVID and I didn't lose my taste or smell, so that was cool. That means I have a lot of zinc. But the foods that are really high in zinc, the main one is oysters. That is the #1 highest food in zinc. Now, I hate oysters. They're disgusting, so I don't eat them. It's like the one food I can't handle. Organ meats, liver, red meat. All those are super high in zinc. The plant-based foods, a lot of them boast being high in zinc, but realistically, they're also high in copper, and there's kind of a balance you need to have. So if something's high in zinc but also high in copper, it doesn't really necessarily help your zinc levels. So if that's you and you're trying to get your taste back, you may want to look into oyster shells. They have oyster capsules. And these are going to be super high in zinc, and you can just take them and swallow them. You don't have to eat oysters. And, I've studied nutrition for a while, and one thing I do find to be true, just from studies I read, is that it seems to be a lot safer eating nutrients in their whole food form if you can. That's why I like cod liver oil for vitamin A and vitamin D over just synthetic vitamin D, because I have read studies where, you isolate things like vitamin C or whatnot, and all of a sudden it becomes toxic. Same thing with vitamin A, or if you're taking it in the synthetic form, it can become toxic. And then they base all these crazy claims around it, and it's just... So the safest thing I found and the most effective is to do whole food if you can. And so this isn't sponsored. This doesn't benefit me, but I just hope it benefits you. I'm going to link it below, but I think it's called Oyster Plus. Is that what it's called? I'll link it below, but I recommend that, and it's awesome because it's just that desiccated or ground up oyster that you can have, and you're going to get that zinc and hopefully get your taste and smell back. So if this is helpful, please let me know. Comment, let me know. It's funny to me that this is such a crazy mystery that the medical field cannot figure out why people can't get their taste and smell back. It took me about 5 minutes of research. I actually didn't have to research it, I just knew it, because that's usually a classic symptom of zinc deficiency. So go eat a dozen oysters if you're by the ocean, or get some oyster capsules and let me know if it works. Thanks.